The esports industry has grown exponentially in the past few years. Last year, the industry was valued at 84.3 billion in the Asia Pacific alone. In the Philippines, an esports super app competed and emerged as one of the top 5 finalists in the esports startups category, along with other players from Hong Kong, the USA, South Korea, and Singapore. The app aims to create a well-connected esports community in Southeast Asia and rolling out first in the Philippines. In this episode of MARKETECH Spotlight, we invited KALARO's founder and CEO Jun D to share more about their mission and their role in the growth of the esports industry in Southeast Asia. Let the game on! Hi June, how are you?
Hello, China. Yes, gandang araw.
So yeah, we're very excited to have you today, June, to get to know the story of Calero and also, of course, the industry of esports here in the Philippines. So first off, 43 million gamers among Filipinos here in the Philippines. So that's according to a study of NewZoo. So what do you think? Why are there so many gamers here in the Philippines, and what do you think motivates them to gaming and esports?
Well, as you've mentioned, 43 million gamers in the Philippines, and in Asia Pacific there are 1.54 million or billion users. And the study of NewZoo actually was conducted with about 100,000 gamers across the globe. And the major motivation for them, number one is unwinding or relaxing. You know, they love playing to relax. But the second and really interesting for Calero, for us, is that they engage into esports as a form of competition and a form of allowing them to achieve something. Siyempre, when they play, they get to achieve, they win and level up in their gaming experience. But the third, equally exciting, is the social aspect of gaming, especially during this pandemic period that we have, which is almost 2 years. The social aspect is really very important, and for us, that is actually aligned to our advocacy towards the mental health of the youth.
Yeah, so yeah, jumping off of that, you actually mentioned already that, according to the same study, there are various reasons why Filipinos jump into gaming and esports. And you've mentioned social, and then also there's also unwinding and relaxing as some of the top reasons for playing. So what does this mean to you, and how does Calero come into play?
Yeah. Um, you know, for Calero, it's really just, it's more than providing a digital platform for gamers. One of our sort of core missions and advocacy really is being actively part of helping the youth in the mental health problem across the globe. And in fact, I remember about 1.5 years ago, our cabinet secretary for education actually reported that there's an increasing number of suicide incidents in our country, in the Philippines, and because of the mental health issue. So we really want to be actively part of preventing and promoting or giving our youth a healthier lifestyle. And I would like to read a very short article that I chanced upon. This is from
Yes.
UNICEF, and they studied or recommended 6 strategies for combating mental health problems of the youth, of the teenagers. They said that one of the ways is to connect with friends. And,
Yes.
and to quote the article, if you want to spend time with friends while you're practicing physical distancing, social media is a great way to connect.
Yeah.
I would never underestimate the creativity of the teenagers, the young population, said Dr. Damur. My hunch is that they will find ways to connect.
Yeah.
And Calero would hopefully be one of the major platforms, social platforms, wherein they can engage socially and at the same time, compete and be able to achieve and unwind or
Yeah.
have fun.
Yes, that's a really great advocacy, from Calero, because I actually agree with that. Some would even say that sometimes, our mental health problems may come from social media, but it
Mhm.
also presents a solution for us to be able to combat, the things that we go through daily, like the stress and maybe the pressure that we deal with. So that's a really great advocacy from Calero. And Marketing APAC has actually been a witness of the birth of Calero. It's been a
Mm,
year now
yeah.
since you've launched in October 2020. So that's a
Yep.
month or two from celebrating your first year. So congratulations on that. And you've been beta and delta testing for this period, and now you have more than 7,000 gamers doing it on a nationwide scale. So now my question is, are you now ready to launch your first official public version 1.0?
Yeah, definitely. China, we're ready. We're ready to launch version 1.0. This is the first public release of our official version 1.0 of Kalaro. We've fine-tuned the application from October last year up to end of August, and we're now ready to sort of package version 1.0 and release it starting September 18th. And immediately after that, we will have a very aggressive, set of activities and campaigns last quarter of this year, so that the market, the 43 million gamers in our country, would realize the benefits and the value and what makes Calero really fun and enjoyable, to be
Yeah, yeah. So
to be used in
it's
such
really
a
just
platform.
achieving that world class level. So it's like going to the classic route of being
Um,
just slowly but surely. Yes.
yep.
So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that we're really looking forward to. And I want to touch base with the why of Calero. So could you, since you're now celebrating your first year, could you tell us about the mission and the vision and the values of Calero?
Thank you for that question. Because when, as they say, when you create a product or when you create a service, uh, there has to be a deep meaning as to why you're actually doing it. And from October last year, we have received a lot of lots of feedback, lots of suggestions, and we adjusted the product Calaro to be able to really connect to the market and the needs and aspirations of the gamers. And I would like to summarize the answer into three major points, which is really our sort of advocacy and mission as a platform. First, we would like to make Calaro a platform for financial wellness, because when you become a member of Calaro, we made sure that there is a facility, there are features that will help people who would want to earn some extra money inside the platform. That's why we have our own e-wallet. We're partnering with Union Bank and so on and so forth. Because financial wellness is very important. And then the second I already mentioned uh, is mental health.
Yeah.
Kalaro being like the Facebook for gamers, would allow gamers to really, socialize, interact, enjoy tournaments and the games the games that they love playing. So that's the second. And the third is, I would say national pride, because Calaro itself really made sure that we created a world-class product. That's why it took us, around 11 months. Google, gave us a difficult time in getting our sort of accreditation because they are very meticulous and strict. It is very good. That will benefit Calaro users. But we have received our Google accreditation a few months ago. And again, we'd like to showcase Calaro as a world-class product, as a product that all the stakeholders in the esports industry can really benefit from. So those are the top three, or the three major sort of advocacies. Talaga.
Yeah, it's always great to hear whenever you share the mission that one of the missions of Color is always rooted nationally in from the Filipino heritage, trying to really bring the Filipino talent by the Filipino for the Filipino, and just putting the Filipino talent in esports, gaming, and tech on the map. So it's always great to hear that, and I'm sure the Filipino community is very proud of what you're achieving here. So speaking of technology, so obviously this plays a big part in realizing Calaro's mission to create a safe community for gamers. So, but with the broad esports industry, it's not only gamers that you're benefiting. There's a whole lot other stakeholders. So we want to know who are these groups and how can each be involved.
When we were conceptualizing Calaro, and we were going through the process of design thinking, focus group discussion, mind mapping, and so on. We really made sure that we will be able to build a holistic and all-in-one solution for the esports industry, especially here in Asia or Southeast Asia in particular. It would be very difficult for the stakeholders to be using, let's say, five different applications or tools just to be able to actively participate because we're not that tech savvy, Filipinos and most Southeast Asians. So we made sure that we have a fully integrated solution that will address the needs of the gamers. I've answered what motivates them, and the major motivations for gamers and players to participate are all inside Calaro. And then another very important stakeholder would be the casters, the shoutcasters. And then we have the teams and the tournament organizers. Tournament organizers are like businessmen in their own way. They organize tournaments, they spend money, but they earn some money in return as well. But the usual missing link would be the corporate one or the product that sponsor, the companies that sponsor players, teams, leagues. So we made sure that there is a facility inside Calaro for buying, selling, and promoting different brands, different products inside Calaro.
Yeah. Yeah, so just really, bringing everything together. So it's really a community of esports enthusiasts and professionals is all contributing to the best of the industry. So now this is actually something I'm excited to hear. So again, you're around the corner to becoming 1 year old, and so what? So from day one, we've as what we've discussed, you've been a top enabler of the esports industry. So, but can you briefly walk us through, the notable milestones in Calero and what is the significance of each for your team and your community?
First, the first one would be the beta testing. That was October 12, 2020. We selected I believe 750 gamers to beta test our platform. So this was done sort of below the radar, secretly we were testing. And of course, we got a lot of feedback and, we picked a lot of things along the way. And then, so that's very significant because October 12, 2020, prior to that, starting around February in the Philippines, we were already on lockdown because of the pandemic. So
Yes.
we were building, we were programming, we were doing developing Calaro in the middle of the pandemic. And my team probably around 20 of us were all, scattered all over the country
Mm.
or all over the Metro Manila area. So that was a little bit challenging, but still we were able to finish uh, the
Great.
Calero and launch it October 12th. And
Yeah.
the second major milestone would be April this year when we were selected as one of the top five esports startups in the Esports Business Visa Summit held in Singapore. So we were together with companies from Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, the United States, and we represented the Philippines. So we were, one of those uh, the top five at that event. And the final one would be our partnership with Razer. As we know, Razer is a global brand.
Yeah.
And sometime June this year, we officially signed our partnership with Razer. And in fact, Razer would be the first brand that would be made available in our storefront
Wow.
inside Calaro. So that's
Yes.
how special is,
Yeah.
this partnership is with Razer.
Yeah, so that's just a lot, just within. I think you've mentioned too that just that happened just within this early 2021. So that's really great for Calero. So could you share more about this the significance of each of these
Okay.
milestones for you
Yeah,
and your team? Yeah.
yeah, yep. So the beta launch, of course, is very significant because it was really challenging, working together in a virtual environment. Uh, Team members are not in the office physically, but and we were all worried about our health, and probably
Yeah.
for some, the internet wasn't really that fast, and we had to upgrade, the internet connection of our team members and all that.
Yeah.
So it was really challenging, but we were able to overcome it. The
Yes.
EXB or the Esports Business Asia event is also really very significant for us because we were able to prove at that early point in the existence of Calero that we are really world class. What we have created is really at par with what you can see in South Korea and Singapore, Hong Kong, and the United States.
Yes.
And I made a live presentation during that event together with the
Yeah.
four other companies. So we were really able to show them that we have a world class product. And the
Yeah.
Racer partnership validates our unique value proposition for the
Yes.
gaming market. And in fact, it was the executives from Racer who concluded after so many meetings that Calaro is not just for the Philippines, but there's a place for Calaro in the region, whether it's Southeast Asia or the entire Asia. Definitely, one step at a time, there's a place for Calaro in in the region. So
Yeah.
that,
Just
of course,
yeah.
gave us a very big boost in our, as
Yes.
far as the product is concerned.
Really amazing accomplishments, and again, your mission to be a world class app and to reach a world class level, it's really coming to fruition with this accomplishment that you recently had with EXP Asia being one of the top five esports startups. So congratulations on that. So at this point, we've already gotten to know the story of Calero and your role in this esports industry. So now my question is, what's next for Calero? We mentioned earlier we have 43 million gamers here in the Philippines. So what do you have in store for these gamers? What's next for Calero?
Yeah, that's really exciting as well because there's a lot of things that we have in the sort of in the
Yeah.
back burner, in our product roadmap, and I reveal some of them for our viewers today.
Yes.
As I mentioned, one of our advocacies and mission is financial wellness or financial well-being of gamers because 71% of Filipinos are actually unbanked. so they
Yeah.
don't have a formal, bank account
Right.
and all that. So we are working with, partnering with Union Bank to be able to provide, financial services to the gaming market, to the gamers and all the stakeholders, the players in this industry. So that's
Yes.
the first one. So
Yeah.
it should not surprise us as that there would be like, let's say, a Visa KALARO card soon, very soon. And then there would be other services, maybe including insurance, and so on and so forth.
Nice.
The
Yes.
second, the second is, as we all know, crypto, blockchain, NFTs. These
Yeah.
are like macro trends, and the younger generation really love to get into these, new technologies. And we will definitely go into that. Um,
Yes.
and we will offer services that is leveraging on the power of cryptocurrency, NFTs, blockchain, and so on. That's part of the roadmap. And the third, and maybe the more immediate, would be a live video um, sharing or calling, uh, because we want to heighten the experience of playing
Mm.
together. Again, the social aspect, the
Yeah.
mental wellness, advocacy,
Yeah.
and all that. So imagine if a a student or a young person in the Philippines can play with his maybe dad or kuya somewhere abroad, and they can
Yes.
interact live, or play maybe chess together, and do
Yes.
other things. So that is one feature, and we will be using a similar technology that was used by Twitch. So I think that's really very exciting, and
Interesting.
hopefully
Yes.
to we'll
Yeah.
be able to you know uh, give that feature or release that feature still within the year. So let's see.
Yes. So obviously a lot of things to look forward to, and you've mentioned, these new developments are really from different areas. You have, for financial, for the upcoming financial service with Union Bank, and you also have crypto, and it's really great that the mental health advocacy that you shared earlier. It's really stitched through all your plans. So that's really exciting to see it unfold. So yeah, so thank you so much, June, for sharing Calero's story, and for touch basing on the industry of esports in the Philippines, which is obviously booming and vibrant, as ever. So thank you so much, June, for being with us today, and it's great to be able to learn about your history, your vision, and your mission here in the country.
Thank you, China. It's always a pleasure to be, with MARKETECH, to be interviewed by yourself. And,
Yeah. Thank
congratulations
you so much.
to
Yeah,
MARKETECH and to everyone.
thank you, thank you for that, and we're looking forward to having you here again in Martech APAC. So there you have it, our spotlight on Calero. Again, the CEO and founder of Calero, June Lasco. So if you are an organization watching, and you have a great story to tell in marketing and tech that you want to put a spotlight on, please reach out to us at spotlight@marketech-apac.com. This has been China, and until the next episode, take care.